Hi there, in this video we're going to go over Anytype Desktop version 48, which was released on August 12th, 2025. So although we didn't get any of the most requested features in this update, we did get a lot of quality of life updates, which are really great for those of us who have been using Anytype for a long time. Just little things that make a really pleasant experience when you're using the app on a daily basis. Let's get into it. First up, we've got the list view updates. So here I am in the books type page, and this first one, although it says all, is typically a grid, and this is characterized by the columns here. And when we switch over to list view here, you can see that now we just have the object name here on the left side, and we used to have everything kind of piled up right behind it. We now have everything right aligned. So if you go here to the view settings, you can see under properties, just go ahead, click on any property that you want. You can toggle it on and off and then just drag it to a different position. You can see now that fiction has moved over to the far left instead of the right aligned properties. So that is new with books. Now this next update, I didn't know I needed it, but I love it. Before this, I just used the table of contents block. So you can do that by typing \table, and it's this one, table of contents. And what this does is if you put that block there, anything that has a heading or subheading will automatically populate here. And it gives you an easy way to jump to different parts of your page. So like I can jump all the way to concept. And you can see that these are nested. So the ones that are yellow right here, now these are my colors, they're not automatically yellow. This is a heading style. And then the one here, the green one, is a subheading style. Okay, so that's typically what it does. But now in version 48, we have over here on the right side, there are some horizontal lines. And if you hover over it, there is a pop-up menu with the table of contents, which I think is so cool. I love that. And you can also open it in a sidebar. So now you can have a whole panel with your table of contents, which that just makes it so much easier to navigate really long pages. So thank you, Anytype team. For quality of life updates, the first one is for Kanban view. And if we look at, again, the view properties, let's go to the layout. Now here, when you're doing Kanban view, this is like the kind of like a sticky note view. You have options here what you're going to group by. We now have the option to add a new property, which previously we didn't. So you can, again, select one. So now you have the option also to do a checkbox in addition to select and multi-select. That is also an option in the calendar view. So if we look at the date property here, you have creation date, last modified date. You can also add a brand new property, but for calendar, it has to be a date type. There is a new quality of life update, which is under filters. So this doesn't have to be in the calendar view. Let's go back to the list so you can see this. So if you're doing a filter, you can select, let's say, select creation date, and here you would select is within. It used to just give you today, this week, and month. We now have the options for last year, current year, and next year on the filters. Another quality of life update for bookmarks is, let me go here to bookmark. We have this box where you can paste the link. It will start pre-populating the title text, and then you can choose to include page content if you want to. Let's create that bookmark. We can see that it is a bookmark object, and all that information came in like automatically instead of having to put the URL and then copy and paste the page content separately. This one is called auto-filled link with selected text. So say you wanted to hyperlink to another object, and you would do that by, highlighting the text. You get this pop-up menu, you select the link icon, and it autofills the name of the object now. Now you have create object called polish, and now that is a brand new object. Let's click on this. And we've created a new object called polish. You can select it to be a page, and you can continue writing here. This is really convenient and is a great way to have placeholder notes for when you want to fill them in later. Now we have embeds for Spotify. I'm going to select backslash and just start typing Spotify. It is here in Spotify. If you go look for the share option, it should have embeds playlist or embed album option. And then you just copy the code, you come back to Anytype, and you paste it in here. And then this shows like, this is called the iframe code to embed something. If you click out of here, it looks really nice. You've got your Spotify embedded now on your page. Let me collapse my menu. So if you wanted it to be smaller, like how it is on the version 48 notes, just put your cursor right here so that you see that little bar. Click on it and hold your mouse and then move it over to the right. And now you can have two columns. So you have your to-do list and you have your playlist. Okay. Next up is the sticky space widget during scroll. So this is your space widget, the one that's at the top that has like your search option in it. And now they've changed this sidebar so that when you scroll down, it stays in place. Now I don't have that much stuff in here. Let me expand this so that you can see it better. Okay, if I'm scrolling, this continues to just stay here at the top. We also have an update to adding objects in the widget menu. If you go to add widget, you just have a lot more options now. So you can add any existing objects, or you can create a new object here, and it will automatically put it here in the widget sidebar. The next quality of life is pin spaces in the vault. So for those of us that have a lot of spaces, you can see I have a ton of them. There's now an option to pin them at the very top. So if you right click here, you now have pin and it moves it up to the top. Pin, put that up at the top. Along with that, there is a jump to space shortcut. So if you do like Command 5 is the shortcut because I'm on a Mac, it jumps actually all the way to habit tracker, which is very cool if you need to switch spaces and you just want to use keyboard shortcuts. There's also keyboard shortcuts for text, color, and highlight. So if you are trying to highlight something, so let's say I have breakfast and I want to change the color. So I'm going to do Shift, Command, and C. It pops up with the color menu. If I do Shift Command H, it pops up with the highlight menu. So the highlight is the background and the color is the actual color of the text. There's a new better workflow when you're doing upload. Okay, so this one is also a minor change, but definitely a time saver. So when you are adding a file, I'm going to do \file. So it could be a file or a PDF, but if you click on this, just give it a second, it's going to automatically open your file explorer, which is awesome because usually you had to click again to open this. This is a YouTube embed. Of course, I'm going to talk about it because I'm on YouTube. So if you want to embed one of my videos, you can put the YouTube block here, you can paste it in here. And what's different about this one, let me click out here, is if you start selecting play, we now have the watch on YouTube is enabled. It will now open in a new browser. I didn't cover everything. I will, of course, link the full release notes below so you can check that out for yourself. And I also want to let you know that I am launching version 2 of my Anytype Beginners course, which will be launching in early September.